Key West Blues right there, Erica Sunshine Lee. And let's see if we can't get her into the big show here for you. Let's see here. Let me get over here and get her out of the green room. And bam, there she is. How you doing this morning?
I am lovely. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So glad to finally have you on the big show here. We've been trying to get you on this show for I don't know how long, how many years, but you are what I like to call the busiest woman
Forever.
the busiest woman out there working around, you know. So, what you got? Looks like you're headed somewhere right now.
Yeah, I was going to give y'all a good view at the Truman Waterfront Park.
Well, there you go. Well, I always, whenever somebody asks about you, I always kind of let everybody know that, listen, she's been playing down in Key West for 10 or 11 years. She loves the islands. She's lived out in San Francisco. She's a Georgia girl, which is right down the road from us, and really big supporter of the troops as well, So we really dig what you're doing, and we love the fact that you're going to be a part of the Tiki Man Radio Songwriter Showcase this year.
That's going to be awesome. And here's a little glimpse of the Coast Guard right there. So God bless our military. I'm always proud to support them. Anything we can do for them to give them the love they deserve, because they're just not appreciated enough.
That's right. So you wrote this little song called Single for Summer, which turned out to be an autobiography, right?
Absolutely. I kind of saw that one, the writing on the wall. So I was actually in Key West on a pier sitting on a dock out front, and I was talking to my friend Isabella Stefania and encouraging her to be, happy in her relationship. And I said, sometimes if you're fighting too much, just cut your losses. It's better to just be alone than to be miserable and fight. And so I hung up the phone and I texted her about 10 minutes later because the lyrics hit me. And I wrote it on my guitar, and that picture for the album cover, I actually took it myself right when I got done writing that song, and I sent it to her, and I said, here's your new song, Single for the Summer. And it was actually December when I wrote it, but, summer all the time in Key West.
Sure.
So I sent it to her, and a couple months later, I said, sorry, I'm recording it. That's my
There you go. And it turned out to be a fantastic song, of course, and nobody can do it like you can, of course, and I'm sure she would have done a great job, but I'm so glad that you released it because it turned out really cool.
Thank you. We had a great time shooting that music video too. I loved being out in the Ozarks, and it was pretty epic. We had a great time, and I just thought, well, what a more perfect video to film a summer song than the rowdy lake of the Ozarks, so everybody partying out there. It's like spring break heaven, Well,
that's right, and we all love Key West, and we love the beach, and we love all that, but you being a Georgia girl, we, here in Harrison Bay in Tennessee, right up the road from where you were, raised, we're lake people, we're lake rats, and we love, Party Cove on the lake and all that stuff, that's kind of what we do every weekend, so that's pretty cool.
That's what I grew up doing every weekend, and we didn't have fancy water and blue skies and palm trees like we do down here in Key West, so that felt like home to me. Being able to wakeboard in the video was a lot of fun, and then of course I got a professional. Blake Kelly came in and did the wakeboard tricks, which was awesome, and Mastercraft was a sponsor, and we just had a great time out on the water, and it was just like growing up, being back home.
Yeah. I kind of kept up with it, last year, of course, with the pandemic and everybody trying to figure out what they were going to do, how they were going to continue doing things and all that stuff. I kind of watched you from a distance, and I felt like, a lot of people who embraced the time, like if you were able to slow time down a little bit and kind of really evaluate where you are, your life, things of that nature. And, I really, from a distance, I really felt like I saw you go through some changes this summer, and not just the whole Single for Summer thing, but it looks like you changed a lot, or maybe you evaluated. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I think it was a good time for everybody to just slow down and definitely focus on what matters more, and try to book shows that were more personal or that were more important, but also just spend more time with my family and friends that were important, because man, when you get that tug at your heart and you think about somebody, I realize you just got to drop everything you're doing and call them. Or when you, have somebody you need to check in on, or when you stop by, it's better to just spend the extra 5 minutes or slow down and take that time with my mama that I normally never get. And when things get thrown your way, like life shows get canceled,
Sure.
A lot of shows got canceled. But especially when things don't go your way, I've just kind of learned, sometimes God just wants to put you in a different direction and slow you down and make you just realize like the life we're living is really temporary, and you got to roll with the punches, and you got to make the most out of every second, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow.
That's right. That's right. And, a lot of people, like I said, I did a lot of work here. I did, I worked on the studio. We learned how to do all of this. Everybody had to learn how to do live streaming, right? So we learned to where we can do cool things like this and stream it on the radio at the same time, which, so there's, you got to look at the positives and not so much the negatives, right?
Absolutely. And it brought me closer to my fans. I think being able to know who was watching and them to type request their song, because not everybody's comfortable just requesting their song, yelling it out at a show.
Sure.
But it's really cool for me to be able to kind of relate and to know, like, oh, Craig's watching, he loves Key West Blue, I'm gonna play him that one. Or, my mama's watching online, she loves Georgia for this, and any song I sing about mama, she loves. And my daddy loves Girls with Guns, and he loves Ain't No Sunshine when I cover that song. So I think it brought you a little bit closer to your fans, and you get to relate more, and they kind of understood that sometimes it was like today when I'm just rushing to get to Wi-Fi, or I'm rushing to get to that show on time, because you just, all of a sudden it's Monday again and it's almost 4:20, and I'm frantically running in the kitchen trying to set up my microphone and camera, and mama would be cooking in the kitchen. I would stay with them for 8 weeks. Or there's a crying kid riding by.
Yeah.
But life happens, and you just roll with it. And it was fun because my friends would be like, I love this. Your mom was dancing in the kitchen, and my daddy would come in and sing harmonies or sing with me, and my daddy don't even sing. So those times were pretty special.
That's really cool. A lot of people, they follow you. You're very good at marketing yourself and follow you on Facebook and do all this. But, if they don't really pay attention that much, they may not know that you've got a couple of children's books out there that you've written as well.
That's true. My first one was a song that I written about 10 years ago, and I always thought I'd make a great children's book because it's such a true story about following your dreams and being free. And I had a vision for a children's book. It just took forever to get the right illustrator and to put it all together and get it published. People don't understand that process is enormous. And for me, especially the first time I did it, because now I get a lot of people that say, I want to write a children's book. How do you do it? Man, Google's your best friend. If you don't know how to do something, just Google it. But
that's right.
Sometimes that can get you in trouble too. But even then, when you know how to, jumping through the hoops and dealing with the international business and the timelines and all the hoops you have to jump through. But then the second one was just a story I wrote, and I thought, man, people are so mean, and kids go through so much being bullied in school, and a lot of times you don't know about it. I mean, kids don't always come out and talk about it and rush home and say, Mom, I got picked on today.
Right.
And for me, I remember 7th and 8th grade was tough. I mean, it was awful. I had some really mean girls that would say awful things, and words hurt, and you can carry that. I know a lot of adults carry that pain of their childhood throughout their whole life, and just kind of a reminder, just as much to adults as it is kids, to just watch your words and be nice to people, because those words you say, that person might go home and hurt themselves or kill themselves that day because of something you said because they were having a bad day at home. And it's like, you just don't want to be the reason that somebody harms themselves or somebody else. So it's just real easy to bite your tongue and say something nice and lift people up, and it's the good old rule: if you can't say something nice, Mama said, don't say it at all.
That's right. That's right. What are the name of the books? And I've got some links to them on TikiManRadio.com as well. But tell everybody in case they're interested there. The
first one is Butterfly, and the second one is Billy the Bully.
Yeah, Billy the Bully. That's the one I was.
Not Billy Bream. We love you, Billy Bream. That was not about you.
That's right. That's right.
So good. I just like the way Billy the Bully sounded, so I just picked a name, but it wasn't a real character. I just thought it was pretty arbitrary, but it was even funnier because I love going to schools and reading them to the students. Mm-hmm. And I was reading them to a class, and it says, like, all of us are different and different hair colors. Some have red, brown, or black, and some have hair all over their back. And this little girl was like, my daddy has hair all over his back. You can find out a lot about people and their parents when you're reading kids' books in the classroom, because kids will just start telling you everything.
Everything, yeah. There's no doubt about it. Having grandkids of mine, they'll say all kinds of crazy stuff, and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, and a lot of people they don't know all the stuff that you just show up in Mexico, or you show up here, you show up at that house concert, you get all your people think that you're the t-shirt selling queen because you sew 25 shirts before you get on stage, but they also don't know how hard that is to travel. Maybe they don't know that the times you've had to sleep in your car, or the older car you had where the window would get stuck on a when it's raining like hell in Key West, or something like that. So, right. I mean, it's you've really put your heart and soul into what you're doing, and you cannot hide passion. We talk about it all the time, and you definitely got all that passion.
It's fun, and people say all the time, like, that's really great, you get to live your dream. And I said, what's stopping you?
Yeah.
I always tell people, if you're not happy with what you're doing or your situation, change it, or change your attitude and get out. I mean, I was selling cars for 7 years in California, making a decent living, and of course you got to out there, it's so expensive. But if you're not happy doing something, and over the years it just kind of drained me, and I wasn't really happy with the people I worked with. I wasn't really happy just going through that grind every day and being around that situation. And so I was playing music. I started singing in a classic rock band with my friend John Lawton, and his band was called the Rodeo Clowns. And many people don't know I lived in San Francisco, and I moved out there at 18. I started singing in this classic rock band, and after a couple of years, we went our separate ways. One night we had a tiff, and he yelled at me, and I took the bass player and drummer and started a band. And, bought a sound system, and I started booking shows all over the Bay Area, and I was singing 4 or 5 nights a week anyway. And so when I quit the car dealership, I ended up booking shows all around, and after a pretty bad breakup, my first heartache, I kept the guitar in the breakup and went on YouTube and learned a couple chords and started writing sad country songs. So that was how my career got started. It wasn't that I was in Georgia and I was a country singer. It was all over, kind of went a roundabout way to coming back to country music, which I always loved growing up. But I love rock. I love classic rock. And so my first album was a Smashing Pumpkins CD, but my first cassette was Trisha Yearwood. So my influences are kind of all over the map, literally. And then I started touring internationally with bands, played in New Zealand 5 times and Australia 6 times. And I toured down there, and I didn't know anybody. Like, I literally flew to Australia with a plane ticket and hitched a ride to the country festival in Tamworth. And I got there with no place to stay. It's kind of like Nashville, their big country festival, and no room at the inn. And I had 2 suitcases and a guitar, and I slept on an air mattress in the Outback for 9 days. And I ended up playing 9 shows in 7 days because I have, no qualms about walking up to the guys at the booking and say, hey, I'm from Nashville. American Sunshine Lee, and I'd love to play a few songs. And by the end of the week, I was going to the Australian CMA Awards show and in the parade. So I got to write over 100 songs for Australian artists while I was down there. So it's a pretty cool experience. And I've toured in Europe 7 times. And so I just booked myself, managed myself, and I decided this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. So I just work all the time. And a lot of my friends know I never stop working. I don't sleep that much, but I love to be able to share my songs and my stories and know that it matters to other people.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play Single for Summer, and because I know you got to get to this gig. Where are you playing at, the Sunset Pier?
I'm playing at the Sunset Pier, but not till 1.
Okay, good. All right, well, let's go ahead and play Single for Summer, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about that. There'll be a video playing on the screen, so if you want to go check on that crying baby, you can, okay?
He's good now, and then y'all can vote for it. Music video up for the year for the TRMAs. Just join trotrock.org and go vote.
Well, there you go. All right, hang tight, and we'll come back to you after the song, okay?
Perfect.
All right, here we go. Single for Summer.
I don't need to bring no sand to the beach. I'm fine getting by on my own 2 feet. In the sun, in my comfort zone, rubbing on my copper tone. Ain't nobody blowing up my phone. Gonna be single for the summer, ain't nobody tying me down. Just the strings on my bikini, dang, I'm gonna take it easy, cut the anchor, I ain't trying to drown. Sunsets with no regrets, just let my skin keep getting more brown. Gonna be single for the summer, do whatever I wanna do now. Feeling independent, feeling light as a feather, yeah, I'm feeling like myself. myself again, feeling so much better. I'm free as a bird. If I want to, I can flirt. Mr. Fella dressed in yellow, yeah, you cute, but ain't you heard? Gonna be single for the summer, ain't nobody tying me down. Just the strings on my bikini tank, I'm gonna take it easy, cut the anchor, I ain't trying to drown. Sunsets with no regrets, just let my skin keep getting more brown. Gonna be single for the summer, do whatever I wanna do now. Just 'cause I'm alone don't mean I'm lonely. I'm making new friends and freedom looks good on me. Gonna be single for the summer, ain't nobody tying me down. No way. Just the strings on my bikini tank, I'm gonna take it easy, cut the anchor, I ain't trying to drown. Sunsets with no regrets, just let the skin keep getting more brown. Gonna be single for the summer, ain't nobody gonna tie me down. Just the strings on my bikini tank, I'm gonna take it easy, cut the anchor, I ain't trying to drown. Sunsets with no regrets, just let the skin keep getting more brown. Gonna be single for the summer, do whatever I wanna do now. Oh, I'm gonna be single for the summer, single for the summer. Nobody tie me down. Single for the summer, only way is pushing me around. Single for the summer, nobody tie me down. Single for the summer.
That's right. Erica Sunshine Lee, Single for Summer. That's her hot new single there. And, man, I'll tell you, everybody's been digging that song, and it sounds like you almost gave it away there, but then you got it back, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. So, you've got a lot of big plans for Key West. You're going to be playing all over the island, I'm sure. But we're looking forward to having you back. You played at the Tiki House in 2018, I believe it was, or maybe 2019. 19. I can't remember.
19.
Was it 19? There you go.
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to having you back. And, of course, we're going to be over at Dirty Harry's on the big stage this year. We moved everything over there, so we've got more room and more food, more drinks, and all kinds of stuff. So what else you got going on while you're down there?
So I'm playing at the Casa Marina with the girls. Girls just want to have rum showcase Wednesday, November the 3rd. And I'm going to be over at doing my Mojitos annual pub crawl on November 4th that morning. And then I'm playing at the Sunset Pier at 1. And then the 5th, I'm doing a really cool cruise with Tom and Coley on Fury's afternoon booze cruise. So we're calling it the Flock with Friends Fury Float. Then Friday night, I'm going to be going to hang out at the awards show. And Saturday, I'm playing at the Casa Marina at 7 o'clock. So I cannot wait to play with my band there.
That's so cool. That's so cool. You know what? I'm so glad that everybody finally recognized. I used to come down to Key West, and before the whole trop rock thing, kind of, everybody discovered what a hell of a talent you are. And you were playing, like I said, you've been going to Key West for 10, 11 years, and you were playing out there all this time, and finally it all came together. But you've been perfecting your art for a long time down in the Keys.
I have been. I started my band in 2007, and I started touring here in Key West in 2010. I was playing at the Key West Songwriters Festival every year, and it just spiraled from there. And once a year wasn't enough, so I started coming down 3-4 times a year, playing at the Sunset Pier and Hog's Breath and the Southernmost. And pretty much, I think I've played every venue on this island by now.
That's right.
I love the view of the Sunset Pier. You can't beat that with the view of Sunset Key, and being able to play my own songs. A lot of people come down here and they're used to hearing covers, and it's so funny because they're like, who sang that song? I'm like, me.
Yeah.
They don't know half the time they're my songs. So when I'm playing at the pier, if they request a cover, I can do it because I sang hundreds of covers back in the day. But it's so nice to be able to share my songs and to make people smile, my experiences, and to be able to shoot the music videos. My new album coming out in a month is my 10th album. It's called Same Ship, Different Day. And we filmed the music video here in Key West, and I'm so pumped for y'all to see it. I can't reveal it all yet, but it'll be coming hopefully in about a month. So stay tuned. You can order my brand new album, Same Ship, Different Day, which is a song I wrote with Wes Loper, a buddy of mine. And it'll be coming out in about a month. So you can pre-order at ericasunshine.lee.com. I'm only printing up 100 of them because the digital age we're in.
Yeah.
So if you want to sign copies, hurry up and go grab one of the ones left.
That sounds great. Well, we look forward to seeing you down in Key West, and good luck with everything today. I mean, it's another beautiful day in paradise, it looks like, and
it's rough down here, and I've got another song on the new album called Paradise Problems because it's so rough.
Well, make sure you send us the music when it comes out so we can get it on their red hot playlist here, so everybody can discover even more music from you. But we're gonna let you fly so you can get to your gig and get ready for Boomer and that crazy bunch coming up next. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, making some time for us. We love what you do.
Thank you, Tiki Man Radio. Y'all add me on bands in town so you know when I'm coming to a city near you next, and keep on requesting my songs, Tiki Man Radio. Thanks for the love, y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See you, darling.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
See ya.